name's Zachary Carey, or Zach Cannon, many know me as. And today I will be giving my communications final speech, part 4, almost there. And for the 2 students that will be reviewing this and the 1 teacher or professor or whatever that will be grading this, I'm sorry. I have not gotten to do this many times. I'm very rusty, and this is like my 3rd or 4th take. So, I will begin. Imagine I have 2 friends. One is named Asia, and one is named DeAndre. I've asked these friends to build me a bookcase at a professional level. Both of them are professional woodworkers, and they accept because they have no other choice. When done, I give DeAndre over here $100, and then I give Asia for hers $81. I haven't seen either of their bookcases. I don't care. That's just what they get paid. Does this seem fair? If you're a rational thinking man, such as myself or woman, no, not at all. Now imagine this exact same thing, yet I paid DeAndre over here $8.2 million, and I paid Asia a mere $68,000. Doesn't seem very fair at all. Well, this happened in 2018 within professional basketball in America. Before ever playing a game, DeAndre Ayton was guaranteed $8.2 million as a first overall pick within the NBA draft, whilst Asia only $68,000 for also being a first pick within the WNBA draft. Now for an explanation. Now let's bounce on over to an explanation. Many people use social media nowadays. Currently, it's one of the hottest issues, is the wage gap. The gender wage gap shouldn't be a thing within 2020, yet it is. And it doesn't just limit the average everyday U.S. female citizen. No, it even stretches to celebrities. Celebrated, accoladed within their sport, yet on Instagram comments, told to get back to the kitchen. Now, on to my explanation. Since I'm a male, I feel the need to explain my reasons for feeling so strongly about this subject. I have been playing basketball since I was 5 years old. I was never very good at it, and I excelled at other sports, but I've always loved it. And I believe anybody should have an equal chance to get their bag playing the sport they love, because anybody can play basketball. Yet for years, these women have been shorted, and when they step out and stand for their rights, they simply get picked on. That's why I believe we should stand and support this league even more nowadays. Every other civil rights movement freely expresses their opinions without the stress of being told again to just get back into the kitchen. These women simply are just not given a voice. And onto some statistics that can support my claim. One of the most controversial and unbelievable statistics I found comes from an article by Grandstand Central that states the WNBA pays about 20% of its revenue to its players, while the NBA CBA pays 50% of the league's revenue to its players. This means that the NBA splits all revenue 50-50 between players and management, while the WNBA only get a mere 1/5 of all revenue generated by the league, generated by them showing up to the arena and playing. This is horrifically skewed if you ask me. These statistics generate that the average WNBA salary is around $71,635, while the average NBA salary is a whopping $6,936,154, according to a trusted site, Basketball Reference. Now, you often hear the many corporate excuses generated by owners. Yet in 2017, the WNBA generated $50.1 million. This may not seem like much, and the players only got $10 million of that that went into salary-based payment. Comparing this again, the WNBA, which made comparing it again, the NBA had made nearly $3.6 billion went into player contracts. Finally, this insane gap of pay forces many of the greatest female players we have ever seen to go overseas to play year-round or even play overseas during the WNBA offseason. Playing basketball year-round and threatening not having any recuperation time for the body, such as like the knees or many other tendons that are, very threatened playing such an athletic sport as basketball. This is especially heightened when you consider the lower-end WNBA players leaving to play overseas, the 14 and 15s on the roster. They're just trying to feed their kids, and they only make a mere $50,000 a year. So again, I implore you to support this league. If corporations like the NBA can make $8.76 billion in 2019, according to Forbes, and the NFL can make an astounding $15 billion in 2020, when we as a society can obviously afford to support, then we as a society can obviously afford to support another younger league with talent such as the WNBA. This doesn't always mean going to stadiums, but just bringing your support. Throwing them on TV when you want to watch a sport. Buying your local WNBA team's merch. WNBA teams like WNBA legends like Candace Parker should not need to go overseas just to receive a mere $1 million. What some NBA team's 14th or 15th people on the roster would receive. A last thought I leave you with on this subject is that the great Ron freaking Swanson even supports WNBA basketball and goes to 2 games a week. Have a good night.